Hey guys, Jess with Peekaboo Wreaths. So today we are ready to finish our pancake wreath. That's what they call it. It's a thinner style wreath. It will fit between two doors for those of us in the Midwest or homes that have storm doors. So what I'm doing here is I laid these leaves out like I think that I want them. I know that this wreath is supposed to be like a thinner profile so it can fit between two doors, but I just can't help but to add more fall details. So I had this gorgeous fall, I guess bush it would be called. I ripped a bunch of the leaves off already. I laid them around here how I think I want them, and I just have to go back through to glue them in. This is from Hobby Lobby. It was from the fall section. It was originally $5.99, and it is FFS 703. So I'm gonna go around and glue these leaves in. I just took them, ripped them off of that bush, and I laid them around where I think that I want them. I tried to make it a little bit random, but it kind of ended up being like a reddish, an olive, an orange, an olive, reddish, so on and so forth. I'm gonna have 6 left over, so I'm gonna go around after I put these top ones in, and I'm gonna take one and put it around the outside, like in between each of the ribbon bundles, so it just kind of adds more fall flavor without adding more bulk. So I'm gonna go grab my glue pot. That is my glue type of choice normally. This one is made by Surebonder. It is the green color. I don't know if you guys can see it the best, a little bit off camera here. And it is, how it works is that you put hot glue in there and you can just melt, it melts the sticks, you plug it in. It has a heat control on there, and you just make it happen. So I'm just gonna stick this one right here. And then I'm gonna put our bow in the middle here as well. I just kind of took the leaves and laid them around the outside where I think that they would look good. And I'm just kind of pushing the mesh down a little bit and putting those leaves in there behind the sign. So I do use Gorilla brand hot glue in my glue sticks. I'm just taking this and I'm just putting it in between those ribbons. I know that these leaves are kind of covering up the ribbons a little bit. I may go back through and bring the ribbons up a little bit, but I just think it's giving it a little bit of more of that fall charm that I was looking for. When it comes to fall, if some fall is good, more fall is better. Okay? That's what I think anyways. I'm starting to really get into the fall feels. I've been seeing people posting on Facebook and about their home goods finds. Have you guys ever been to Home Goods? It's called Marshall's Home Goods is what it's called. And it has all kinds of goodies. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back around. I have 6 of these, and I'm going to just put them in between the ribbon bundles on the outside. So if you guys watched our video yesterday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, yesterday is when I taped them all, and I started posting some of them yesterday and this morning. But what we did is, you might see the top of my hair, I'm just kind of setting that in there. We built this wreath yesterday. It is it's called a pancake style wreath. And what it is it's a thinner style wreath, but it still has all the detail of one of the fuller wreaths that I make. It just has a smaller profile. Let me see where this one goes. So it goes over here. I'm putting them in between the ribbon bundles, trying not to miss any. That way every detail is noticed. Nothing is random around here, but I think this will just give it a nice little added dimension. We are gonna put our bow right here. And as you're going around, if you kind of see we have a couple little frays here. We're just cutting them off. If you guys are local and live in Michigan, there is my big show that I've been preparing for. It's my first ever outdoor show, and it is coming up next Friday. So if you are local and want to come check that out, you can come see me. And it is going to be, it's called Packard Proving Grounds. It is here near Sterling Heights, Michigan. There we go. So now we have lots and lots and lots of leaves. And as this is drying, I'll just double check it a little bit. Yeah, that one, I don't like how that's going in. Let's put a little bit more glue in there. And then I think we're gonna be done with our glue. We can set it over to the side, and then we're gonna make a small bow. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna set this over to the side. And then we're gonna make our bow. So this wreath, it is, like I said before, that lower profile. So we're not gonna make as big of a bow as we normally do. Just because we wanna make sure that even though we want it to look fabulous, we still want it to be able to fit between the two doors. That's kind of the whole goal here. So let's take our pipe cleaner out and what's called our bow dabra. And let's get some ribbons. So we're gonna do this one, and this one. I'm gonna do that. So that's what we're gonna do for our ribbons. We're gonna start with this one here. We're gonna start with 2 and then 1. Let's see. All right, that is wired, so that's good. All right, and this is, like I said before, it's called a bow dabra. It is just, it kind of works as like a second set of hands. This is from Hobby Lobby. It looks like it was on sale, but here's the information here. So we're just gonna make a little bit of a tail. Let's see, maybe about 10 inches. And then we're gonna gather it like this and twist it. Even though this doesn't really have a right or a wrong side, we're just kind of in the habit of doing that. So this, let's see, this is about a 5.5 inch tail, and we're gonna make 2 loops of this. We're gonna do 1 of the next and then 2 on the top. And then that's it, just a simple little bow. It helps to use a cutting mat like this that has the measurements on it, but you can always eyeball it too. I don't know if you can hear my husband up there. They're playing board games with my boys. So here we go. Just finishing this out real quick. There you go. All right, gonna cut that other tail that's the same length as this one, and then just set it aside. We're gonna dovetail that, which is cutting up from the edges. It just makes that little bit of a inverted V. This ribbon's really pretty because it's a nice rustic texture while still having that wire in there too. Okay, so we did 2 of that. We're gonna do 1 of this one, and then we're gonna do 2 on the top with that little bump, and then we're gonna be good to go, and we will be done with our pancake style thin wreath. A nice fall wreath to offer for those of us with screen doors. Still have a fabulous wreath, even though we do have that second door on there. This ribbon is really nice. This one is, let me see, this one is from Craft Outlet. It is RGA 104574. Just like this burlap one, it is a 2.5 inch. What I'm doing is I'm going in a little bit, about 1 finger's length on the tails and on the loops so that you can see the ribbons underneath. And I always, what I do to make sure that my ribbons don't unravel is I just take a straight pin and just push it through that end part right there. That way when I put it up on my shelf, it's not going to unravel and get creased and all ruined and all that stuff like that. All right, so here we go. When I'm building my bow, I tend to open up the loops so that it's one less step that I need to do when I'm all done. This is a 1.5 inch. It is item number RG12785T. And this is, like I said, 1.5 inch. It's a really pretty burnt orange. And I think this will match the pumpkins really pretty. There we go. loops on the 2 loops on the top. These are probably about 4 inches, I would say. Just kind of making sure that everything is even. Just gathering it, twisting it, and putting it through there. But I've done 2 that's really pretty on bows that are on like a bigger, like a higher profile wreath, is I will put like a pumpkin or a flower in the middle of the bow, which is really pretty too. So I made this little bump right here. I do that so that it hides the pipe cleaner. It's not the professional look that we're going for, even though, like I said before, even though it's handmade, you want it to look as polished as possible. Customers are spending money on your items. You want to give them the best quality possible that you are able to provide for them. All right, so I have these, our 3 layers here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this out, making sure that I hold it all together with my thumb and my fingers underneath. I just take about 1 inch of that pipe cleaner on that side, tuck it underneath my thumb, and then hold it as tight as I possibly can. If you have an issue or struggle with hand strength, you can always use a zip tie. That helps. You're able to pull it down and pull it tight. So I'm just taking all my tails and pulling them down. We have our loops here. We have this one in the middle. We're just kind of straightening everything out. And then we're going to bring our wreath back over and put our bow on. Let me grab that. And then we'll be good to go. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that bow right in between these 2. Making sure that I don't cover up those words too much. I'm just taking the pipe cleaner and I'm going right through the mesh. Sometimes this part can be a little tricky, but the pipe cleaner does have metal in it, and you just gotta feed it through the holes in the mesh. So let's do that. Pull it back out. Like I said, this is real life. Alright, here we go. Alright, I'm just kind of picking this up, bringing it down, making sure that those pipe cleaners are covered up and that it's in the middle of my sign. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to wrap that pipe cleaner around the back here. I'm going to wrap it a few times. Alright, and there we go. Our wreath is all done. Just going to open up our loops. Make sure that second layer is in the middle. Open up our loops here. Bring that orange one back up. And we are all done. So there you go. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this? I'll be sure to post pictures. I might stick a couple more leaves right here actually while I'm thinking about it. Let me grab a couple little leaves just to finish it off, make sure that there's no empty spots. Alright. Alright, I got my 2 last leaves. I'm going to stick them in that knuckle pot. That's still nice and warm. I'm going to stick one right in here, right underneath that sign. Stick one over here. That way it just brings some leaf in the background, just like all around our sign. And we are good to go. All right, what do you think about this? There's our wreath. See, it's nice and thin, but it still packs a punch and definitely has a presence. Let me know in the comment section below if you try this out and what you think of this design. Talk to you later. Thanks, bye.